Hi, everybody. This is Dennis Becker again. Welcome to the weekly web chat for Wednesday, what is it? October 22nd, 2014. And I have another great guest with me here today, David Perdue. And before we get started, I want to just do an audio check, make sure everybody can hear me loud and clear before we get started. And I like to get started right at 2 o'clock, and my clock says 1:59 right now, so we're pretty much on schedule. So if you can just type into the chat box you can hear me, that'll make me feel better, and then I get David on the line too.
I'm here. Today's my anniversary. I didn't tell you that.
Oh, happy anniversary to you and your beautiful wife.
Yep, 16 years. Thank you.
16 years, wow. That's not much.
I know it's not much, and especially since my folks have been married now 64.
Oh, wow. My wife and I have been married 38.
Well, this 16's the best 16, I'll tell you that.
Okay, Mike says all good. There is a
All
lag
right.
time between when we ask questions and when people can answer, so we've been chatting away for a while. And hopefully everybody's hearing David too. Let's see how many attendees we got here. Oh, we got some people signing in.
Okay, good.
Good number of people. Mike's the only one that says he can hear us, so give it another minute.
Bruce is good.
Yep. Shar. Okay, well, I guess we're good to go, David. David, how long have we known each other? I don't know if we had chatted much online before you agreed to present at my Earn 1K a Day seminar. I think it was in 2013, wasn't it? And
That one was 2012,
was it 12?
maybe 13, but I think we hooked up in 2012. That was when we first started talking to each other, and that I came to Raleigh to actually meet you face to face. I've
That's
known you
right.
for a long
That's
time.
right. It was Raleigh. We went out to lunch one time, and I
We
think
did.
you agreed to speak at mine, and I agreed to speak at yours in
That's right. We
2013,
did.
and we both did, and we've talked to
We're
each
trying to
other
do it again.
occasionally on Facebook, occasionally on Skype, and today. So I know David knows a lot about a lot, and today he's going to talk to us about generating passive income, something that I've always thought as the core to my business, because I know that not every day is a good day, and I've had a couple days in the past where I've unexpectedly been ill, or whatever you want to call it, and just had to rely on the fact that there was still money coming in from things that I had done before. It wasn't relying on me working 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, or 7 days a week. So passive income is great. So David, I'm going to let you start, and I'm sure we'll have a lot of questions in here, and
Okay.
maybe I can add something to what you say too.
Well, I'm counting on you adding something to this because I'm by no means living the way I want to live with passive income yet, but I am getting there. And to tell the truth, I only started focusing on this about 3 years ago, and so my business has been going on for maybe 7, 8 years um, online. But I didn't really understand the whole passive income concept really until I read, I think it was Robert Allen's book maybe 15 years ago about multiple streams of income, building multiple streams of income. And then I talked to a coach 6 or 7 years ago, and he said a phrase that stuck in my head that I've never been able to shake because I'm kind of a productivity junkie. I love to do things. I love to be busy, and I love to make things. But I also love to make money from those things, and I love to make money from those things over and over. So the phrase was, do the work once, get paid forever, right? And we've all heard that, or maybe you've heard that. But for me, that was one that really stuck in my head. Even when I was in the photography business, I was a newspaper editor from 1975, I think it was, till about 1989, and then I jumped into a stock photography agency. And stock photography, I created a stock photography agency. I built one. Stock photography is all about passive income because it's selling work that you've already created. It's licensing work that you've already created. And that's one of the ways about passive income that we're going to talk about today. So I've been aware of and interested in, but really didn't know exactly what I was doing with passive income online until about 3 years ago, and then I started focusing on it, and now that's everything I do. I evaluate from whether it's going to drive me more passive income or if it's throwaway work. And I hate throwaway work, Dennis. Do you hate throwaway work?
Yeah, I do. I do.
So,
I can't agree more.
yeah, I know. And tell me, when somebody comes to you and wants you to promote them, or what are your criteria for figuring out if you want to promote somebody or a product, or whether it's going to be wasted effort for you after you do it this time? How do you figure that out?
There's a lot of factors, David. A lot of it, unfortunately, or fortunately, I get a lot more people asking me to promote for them or do whatever with them, JV with them, than I can handle. I have a lot of products of my own, of course, and I tend to promote mostly just for people that I've promoted for before, that my followers tend to resonate with.
Right.
I promoted for you, and there's a handful of people that I promote for quite often, and somebody new that I haven't promoted for before, I tend to say no unless I get a look at the product and the product is really fabulous, and I think it would be a good fit for my list and something that really excites me, and then sometimes I will do something for somebody. But if it's just they're just standard ordinary new spin on list building, a new spin on traffic, or a new spin on Facebook ads or something like that that's been done 100 times, in different variations, and I usually won't do it.
Right.
I like to promote people that support me too. I mean,
Yep.
I don't promote just for the sake of being promoted, and I never tell somebody I'm not going to promote for you unless you promote for me first, because I don't like people saying that to me. But it's just you help your friends more than anything. So.
Well, and that goes to the relationship piece of it, right? Relationships
Right.
are incredibly important in what we do. So.
Right, relationships, exactly.
Yeah. So can I show you this screen, Dennis, that has the 5 areas of passive income on it? And
I'd love to see
why I
it.
think it's important? Okay.
I'm sure I'm not the only one that would love to see it.
I'm gonna click over here and bring that up. It'll take me just a second. And there it is. You should be seeing it on the screen now.
Yep.
Okay. So these 5 methods of building passive income. Now, when we talk about passive income, we're really talking about different streams of work that continue to pay you based on the work that you've already done. The things in red here are the items in red in all 5 areas here are things that I'm actively involved in now. The black areas are areas that I'm really not yet involved in but would love to be. So let me just go through these quickly. It's affiliate marketing, selling yourself, investing, selling products, and advertising. So the one that might be a little confusing to you, you probably know about the rest of these, the one that might be a little confusing to you is selling yourself. And that one, when I started thinking about this, the areas that I thought that this related to in my life that I was familiar with was intellectual property, royalties, patents, licensing, and coaching. And I actually had coaching and selling products originally, but I've moved it over here because when you automate your coaching, if you automate coaching into courses or into coaching groups that you don't have to spend a lot of time in, but that you can just create a curriculum and move through it on a regular basis and sell fixed term coaching that way, then you're really selling yourself in an automated way. And one of the things you'll notice I use this word automated all the time. when we talk about passive income, because that's the key to this. In affiliate marketing, the three areas that I highlighted here is lifetime tagging, which we do, lifetime cookies, which you do, and instant payment. And I think all three of those have a place in your plan. And I use something that I've created, which is called the PI test. Is just basically the criteria that I use. It's passive income evaluation test, and it's something that I use to determine whether I'm how somebody scores before I promote them. And the PI test includes five things as well, and that is it lifetime referrals? Do they have a lot of products? Are they high quality products? How's the analytics? And let's see, the fourth one is, I always forget the fourth one, but it'll come to me. It'll come to me. There are four. There's five of them. There's five total, and I try to use that criteria every time I'm evaluating something. Now I hope people understand what I'm talking about with that, because when we talk about lifetime tagging in systems, from an affiliate marketing standpoint, that means that once I'm tagged in a system, I own that referral. In a lifetime cookie system, it means I own that referral until they click on somebody else's link, or until they remove the cookies from their machine. Instant payment, I love instant payment because it's a cash flow management kind of deal. So I like to put instant payment stuff into my system so that occasionally, we're getting some instant PayPal commissions, and I love that from an affiliate standpoint. Then on the selling yourself, the thing in the licensing area that I'm doing is I have thousands of images because I'm a stock photographer. I have been for 30 years, and so I've got lots of that, and I license those images to others, and I'm doing coaching as well. So I'm getting right now it's not passive, but it will be in the next round of coaching, because I'm just creating a new coaching program right now. And it's going to be automated going forward after that. And I'm using an automated software to do that. Royalties, I'll tell you a story about royalties that is, I think, interesting. My former in-laws lived in Atlanta, and they bought a big fancy condo. They were very wealthy. They bought a big fancy condo in downtown Atlanta in one of the big high-rises. And it was like half of the top floor. And the person that owned the other half of the top floor was Elton John. And Elton had 4 or 5 houses in Atlanta, and he would use them all the time for friends and family to visit. And he loved Atlanta, so he moved there and really invested time and money in Atlanta. Became a big philanthropist there. But Elton, because of the royalties on his images, not images, on his songs, the royalties on his songs over the years, he couldn't spend money fast enough because it was all just passive income flowing to him, and he would build these houses and give them to friends because he had so much money coming in. And it was that's what royalties can do for you when you have something that you can get paid on, whether it's a book, and a lot of authors are in both of our groups. So whether it's a book or whether it's songs or whether it's any kind of intellectual property that you can collect a royalty on, which would be basically a 5 to 10 to 15 to 30% commission on something like that, then that's awesome. I'll tell you another story about royalties. And this one is my new favorite Kindle author. Not so new. He's been doing it now for about a year. But his name is Hugh Howey. Hugh Howey started writing fiction as Kindle. Well, he's been writing fiction for a long time. He started selling fiction as Kindle books, a chapter at a time, on Amazon. And he sold his first chapter for 99 cents, and at 99 cents he was getting what? What's the royalty commission on that from Amazon? Is that the one that's 30%?
30%, yeah.
Yeah. So he was selling those, and people loved them. And so he put out a new chapter every month or so for 99 cents, and immediately he was getting 10 to 20,000 downloads, and on his 99-cent chapters. Then he put all those together. This is repurposing. He put all those together into what he called the omnibus, the book, and he sold those for $4.99 to $9.99, and that's 70% royalty from Amazon. So that's a royalty. Then, because of his success, by the way, he was getting $250,000 a month from his Kindle books on Amazon, publishing his own fiction. And so Doubleday approached him, as did a bunch of other publishers, and they said, we want to do a book deal with you, and we would like to take over all of your publishing. And he refused everybody except, I think it was Doubleday was the one he accepted, because they said, you can keep your digital, we'll take the publishing, the hardcover publishing. So they published his books. He kept his digital, $250,000 a month, remember, and gave them the publishing rights where he's collecting royalty from that. So royalties can be made by people who have no experience on Amazon as Kindle publishers. And I'm not doing that yet, but that's next on my list is Kindle publishing, because I've got a ton of content that I want to get out there as Kindle books. Does that make sense?
Makes sense to me. I'm doing a little bit of Kindle publishing and Amazon publishing and getting more out there every month. So yeah, it's good. I'm not making $250,000 a month at it yet, but who knows?
Nice?
Who knows? You know, the fact that somebody is nice to know. You know.
Well, what was really cool about that was he was the first guy to do to do that contract, to split the contract between digital and hardcover publishing. So he's like the publishing hero now, and lots of other people are doing that now because they realized you have that leverage as an author these days. So if I go back to my screen here, you'll see the next one is investing. And we think of investing as, you know, stock market and real estate, but there's other ways to be an investor as well, and one of those is angel investing. I had a friend who invested in my stock photo agency. Actually, he came to me because he was an angel investor, and he said, I see what you're doing, and I'd really like to be part of this, and I can put together a group of people. And he said that they will all put in $10,000 as their contribution, and there will be 5 of those, and then I'll be the 6th, and I'll get the same share as they would for bringing them all to you. And I said, great, let's do that. And so what we ended up doing was taking that $10,000 from each of those people, those 5 people, investing it in the business, and the business ran for 6 years, and when we sold the business, they got their money back. And what he got was the same amount as a share, right? And what he did as an angel investor was he said he invests in a lot of companies. He might invest in 10 companies. He expects half of them to give him nothing back. He expects 3 of them to do kind of middling. You know, he might get his money back. And he expects 2 of them to be home runs. And it's always the home runs that are interesting for those angel investors, right? They want those home runs to pay for the rest of the investing plus much, much more. And he had a couple of home runs while I knew him, so that was excellent. Let's see. And finance was the other thing I put on here. One of the things, I read a book a few years ago about a guy who specialized in mobile homes. He would sell mobile homes to people and hold the mortgages on the mobile homes. And so they paid him at a higher interest rate because he was holding the mortgage. So that's a way of investing as well and getting additional money. I mean, that's when we think about investing, the stock market's great, real estate is great. I've done real estate investing, and I've owned rental property in Florida, and I would have to say that right now I own a lot of land, and I'd have to say that real estate is probably where I've made more money in lump sums than any place else in a short time. So that's been really good for me. Then selling products. When you think about selling products, you're thinking about selling information products or physical products or selling products through a franchise or even selling your business as a franchise. That's 2 sides of a passive dance there. The one that I love and you love, I know, is recurring membership, recurring income from product sales. And there's drop shipping as well, which is kind of a way to sell products, physical products, without owning any inventory and being able to reap rewards from selling those products. We're actually having a webinar today at on our weekly live training with Sam England, who specializes in drop shipping and finding manufacturers. So that's going to be an interesting one for us. And then the last thing that's included here is advertising. We don't think of advertising as a passive income stream, but it really is. Once it flips over from expense to reward, what you're seeing is that you can scale. And that's where it's like investing in that you advertise, you invest in advertising to sell products, and then as you are making more and more money, you can scale that based on the numbers and the markets and all that kind of stuff so that you can really build a high ROI through advertising. And that's one of the reasons that we're paying a lot more attention to paid advertising in my business so that we can actually scale better and control the returns in a better way. And advertising also is better for list building. List building is a great passive income stream because you have list building, you have a list that you can actually provide information and other people's products to reap rewards from that as well in a passive way as well as an active way. And then, of course, the more traffic you get, it becomes passive income for you too if you're doing everything else right in the advertising world through the scaling and the testing that you do. Dennis, you got any comments about these?
Well, my first comment is I wish I was doing more of this. I wish I had as many in red as you do, but I'm doing okay. You know, as far as traffic, you know, one thing as far as traffic is affiliate traffic. I don't know if you would want to separate that out, but getting more affiliates on board to take advantage of their list building is a way to scale too and building a relationship with them. So
sure is.
So yeah, you know, I don't have as much in the third section as I probably should, the real estate, the stock market, and so on. I have been an entrepreneur most of my life since I was, I don't know, 30 years old or something, so that's more than half my life. And I put aside all my investments to invest in my own company. So.
Mm-hmm. But that, you know, and I should actually add that is investing in your own business because that is where people get rich. I mean, if you have a business, what was it? Robert Kiyosaki said, if you want to get rich, put all of your money in a business because that's the only way you can get rich is through business. And you know, Warren Buffett might disagree with him, but Warren Buffett turned his investing into business. Yeah. It was because he understood business. He built a system that worked. So, you know, I agree with you on investing in your business. I think that's one of the things that we should add here as well.
Yeah.
All right. So, you know, that to me, that is, by the way, I wanted to say this. I actually created a poll here that people can go to if they click on the polls tab, and they can tell us which of these 5 that is their favorite investing, their favorite passive income model, and you know, maybe in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, we can end this poll and see what people are saying on this call. What do you think?
Did you start the poll already, David?
I've started the poll.
Okay.
I believe I have.
I can't tell from here what other people can see.
Yeah, we need confirmation from them they can see the poll. That would be great.
While we're doing that, okay. let's look at the chat here. Andrew asked, he gave a link. Do you see that, David? Hugh Howey, is that the person that you're referring to?
I'll check. Yes, it looks like it is. That is Hugh Howey. One of my favorite new authors, not because I love his writing, although that's pretty good, but it's because he's a brilliant businessman. You need to go to his website just to watch how he does his promotions. He shows you all of the books that he has in progress, and he actually pre-sells them before they're released. So he's doing a great job of promotion. Okay, Jennifer says the poll is live.
And other people say they don't see it.
Okay.
Huh.
This poll is started, and I'm clicking on I'm going to click on it to see what it does. I was able to vote. It says, thanks for your vote.
Majority of people say they can't see the poll yet.
It is on the polls tab. Technology is always interesting.
Yeah, isn't it?
Okay, Deborah says you need to click on the poll tab above the chat area, which is exactly right. There's a tab at the top on the chat area and you have to have come in through the link, by the way, on the Webinar Jam. So this is through Webinar Jam. So if you're not in Webinar Jam, you're not going to see it. Bruce said he saw the poll and voted. Mike says he doesn't see an active poll showing. So either you're not in the Webinar Jam or you have not clicked on the Webinar Jam box on the left. There's a Webinar Jam icon. When you go to the left, it has a little lightning bolt in it, white box with a lightning bolt. Click on that, and you'll see the Webinar Jam. In fact, if you're chatting, you probably are seeing this at the top. Okay, and let's see. John says, weird because I'm clicking on the poll tab, and John is a Hangouts guy, so he should be.
Yeah, John knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he does.
And there's probably 30% of the people that say they're able to see it and vote, and the rest of the people aren't. No active poll running.
Huh, interesting.
Well.
Oh well.
That's why I don't do polls too often, because it seems to be the most challenging part of Webinar Jam and Hangouts. So why don't we end the poll and see how many?
Okay, we're going to end the poll. If you haven't voted yet, we're going to end the poll.
Yeah, rather than.
It now. And so we had 46% of the people said affiliate marketing, 23% said selling yourself, 8% said investing, 15% said selling products, 8% said advertising. And I would say that's about average. I mean, that sounds really right to me, because I think most of the people between you and I are interested in affiliate marketing. Most of the people are have either a coaching program or a licensing or a royalty project, which would be Kindle publishers, or the next one was selling products. So a lot of people have their own products, but not as many have their own products as people who sell affiliate marketing. And then the others are investing in advertising. So anyway, this gives you a good idea of what areas you could work in, I think. So does that make sense so far to people? Do we have any questions about that so far?
Andrew feels disenfranchised.
Sorry, Andrew.
Why, Andrew? Because you didn't see the poll? Yeah, you didn't get a chance to vote.
He's making a joke about being a disenfranchised voter.
I don't blame you. But
okay, so let's just see if there are other questions in here about what we're talking about. I'm really interested in hearing how, if other people think that we've missed areas on here of investing, what they would add. Where are not investing, but passive income? Where would they put in? What passive income areas would they add to this? And I'm scrolling down, and
why don't you put your screen share back up, David, so people can look at it again. That's a great chart. While we're waiting for responses, I don't know if David glossed over it too quickly or not, but the lifetime tagging versus lifetime cookies in affiliate marketing has been a source of a lot of debate between him and I and myself and other people.
You want to talk about that here?
Yeah, we could just briefly, because I know you have another event to go to after here, so we can't stay on here all day long. But when you asked me about what criteria I would use to promote somebody, that's part of it. I mean, I like, all things being equal, getting instant payments from places like JVZoo and Warrior Plus. It drives me mad to work and get a bunch of sales and then have the person not pay me for a month or 2 months or 90 days or whatever, to wait for refunds have accomplished and all that. But if I can't get instant payments, then the other thing is I would like to have it be something other than like ClickBank, where if you promote a product, and let's say somebody has 10 products on ClickBank, you promote one of them, that's the only one you're going to get any potential commissions out of,
right,
at all. So, but if you promote somebody that has their own platform, like David uses Amember and I use Nanocast, where you have cross-product promotion, you're promoting one product, but you might get paid on something else later on, or even the same day. And David uses Amember, which has lifetime tagging, which means if you're the first affiliate to promote for him, and other people promote in the future, you're going to get the benefit of the sales from products from that same individual buyer, even if somebody else is the one that drove the sale at that time. And
yeah,
lifetime cookies with Nanocast, if David promotes from me, and he might get a commission for me today, and his referral has got a cookie placed on their computer, if somebody else comes along a month from now and promotes to that same person with a new email, then David's cookie is going to get overwritten by that person. So personally, I prefer that way, but on the other hand, if it's a brand new person that's just starting with Amember, I like the fact that if I get a whole bunch of referrals out there tagged, then nobody's going to beat me, and I can just sit back and relax and never promote for them again. And as a merchant, I don't know whether I would like that, because the affiliate might be a great affiliate, but they have no real incentive other than getting a few more odd lifetime tags out there. They don't have really an incentive to promote for that person again as much. So
there's two things to say about that. The first is I agree with you about the lifetime cookies and the lifetime tagging. They have their pluses and minuses. The thing about lifetime cookies that I like is that when people promote for you, they have to promote, or their commissions are going to decrease. In my case, they don't have to promote, and they will continue to get commissions. This is somebody, I got on the screen here an example of somebody from October 1st to September 30th, the last year, and they did one promotion to a free product on my site, which they created a transaction, and what Dennis said earlier is true. When they create a transaction on our site, the person who creates the transaction is the referring affiliate for that buyer forever after that, based on the email address. But there is a last cookie kind of getting into the system, so there is a struggle until the transaction is created. But I digress. This person actually promoted to a free product, got 2,265 people into our system, which was a great list building day for us. And what I'm doing is paying him for that list, because that list he's never promoted again, and that list he's earned $8,500 in commissions over the year from that one promotion. Now, if he'd done that, and I did do that, by the way, for someone on Nanocast, and I got a $6,000 a month from that person on Nanocast about a year ago, but I haven't promoted a lot since. And I think last month was $85. So, I have to continue promoting into last cookie systems, or my commissions go down. But right. On the other hand, I can always build them back up really quickly.
Yep.
That's the main difference to me. But when it comes to passive income, this is the one I like, because it is a way for people to know that they're getting an income stream and that they can continue to build a list. And I've even taken calling this diversified list building, because people can really build a list in somebody else's system that has lifetime tagging. There's not a lot of them. Who was it? Deborah asked here which membership software can handle lifetime database tagging. And really, it's Amember, Zaxa can do that, which we're looking at Zaxa as well because it does a lot of Infusionsoft type stuff, but has the lifetime tagging as well. And Infusionsoft can do this, but it has to be set up that way. So when somebody says, yeah, we do lifetime referrals in Infusionsoft, my experience has been they think they can, and they know they can because it says they can, but they don't because it hasn't been set up that way, and the proof is really in the pudding. You really find out over time whether you're going to get affiliate commissions on an equal level as you go or not. But I actually do solo ads into other people's lifetime programs so I can build a list into their systems as well.
Yeah, that's good. The reason I don't like it is if I promote something that's got lifetime tagging, I don't know if, I mean, I could send 500 clicks and 100 sales to the merchant and not get paid a dime because somebody else has tagged them before. So, man, it's not going to be that brutal of an experience, but it can be.
In theory, it could be.
In theory,
in reality, it's not even close because other people are sending promotions as well, and you're getting paid through those as well.
Yeah, that's true too. But yeah, so it's quite an argument that we have when we do get into this discussion, and now isn't the time to spend all day on that. But
it's not.
No.
But I do want to say that when you have a lifetime program like this, for me, what it did was change me from a promoter to a producer.
Yeah.
That was where my affiliates did really well. Was with when I created a product and did my own mailings, then the affiliates were getting the benefit of that even without doing any promotion. So that's how they maintain their commissions.
I don't know if you've ever tracked the stats on it, David, but I have. Occasionally, if I were to come out with a new product, and let's say that I'll promote it to my list, obviously, and even if no affiliates at all promote, at least 80% of the sales will be given commission will be credited to an affiliate for commissions, and then nobody sent a single click. So.
Right.
And that doesn't bother me at all. I mean, I love it because, like you say, they've built your list for you over the course of years and months, and they're entitled to it. But there's times when you want to get some quick instant payment money, and JVZoo and Warrior Plus are good for that. And then other times you want to go to a merchant that has lifetime cookies or lifetime tagging, and so you're going to get future payments even when you don't work quite so hard. And
exactly.
But I don't even have the foggiest thought of ever promoting a ClickBank product again, for example.
Well, actually, I did a search the other day about ClickBank because I was thinking about this passive income, and you and I were talking before we came on about autoresponder series, and we need to talk about that because
we do.
That's not included here, and it really needs to be because autoresponder series are one of the major ways that you can build passive income over and over, right?
Yeah, I'd put it into the list building column you had there, but yeah, I guess we should talk about it more specifically. Yeah.
So tell people what you're doing, Dennis.
Well, what I'm doing is what a lot of people, or no, not a lot of people, but what a lot of the people that know what they're doing are doing, and that I have a bunch of email lists. I've segmented my list to enable me to be able to send out product update announcements to people that have bought a specific product. But I've also, at the same time, through automation, I put people on what I call my main list, in which I use to send out general information and promote products occasionally. More than occasionally, some people think, but I try to keep it to the most minimum I can. But on that main list, I'm building and continuing to build on a weekly basis more and more emails in the autoresponder sequence, and those are to re-announce the products that I might have launched 6 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, whatever. Because a lot of the people that are on that list weren't around when I launched the product initially, or maybe they
Right.
were around, but the product wasn't a good fit for them at that time, and now things have changed, and now they're into a situation where getting a new, I don't know, a new list building product or a new copywriting product or a new product about mindset or whatever might be just the thing they're looking for today, and it wasn't then. So reminding them about the fact that I have that particular product, and maybe they would have been a good target audience for that product before, but they for some reason they didn't open my email or got put into spam by Google or whatever. I mean, just having an autoresponder list that continues to send out announcements of the older products that I have, and it's done tremendously well for me since I've started doing that in the last 6 months or so. And I don't see many people doing that. Typically, for example, if you're on the list of somebody that you bought a WSO product from, maybe you bought a $7 product, and to him that was a one and done kind of transaction, and he forgets about you and you forget about him or her, and you never have any future transactions with them. That's unfortunate. That's not the way it should be. You should be building relationships with people. You should be putting out more products that fill a need for your audience, and my audience of internet marketers specifically have a lot of needs. We have a lot of core topics that we need to become more knowledgeable about, and I've got products in a lot of those areas, and so do you, David. So
Yep.
I think that's something people aren't taking advantage of. Go ahead.
The relationship part of that was really important, and I actually need to change my piece over here in advertising from list building to relationship building, because that's what that is when you've got a list. I hear people all the time say, well, I've got a list of 2,000, but it's not going to perform very well because I haven't emailed them in the last 6 months or whatever it is, or last year. And that is a waste of time and waste of money. You've made a huge investment in an asset, and if you're not building that relationship, you're letting that asset just kind of rot. And you want to offer them things that are valuable to them. That's an investment, and that's an investment in passive income.
Yep.
Now, you said something about ClickBank, though, and I actually went out and started looking at ClickBank, and I use a tool called CB Engine to do searches in ClickBank, and I've had it for years. I bought it when it was a lifetime. I think it's a monthly now. I bought it when it was a lifetime deal for pretty cheap, and I've had it for years. But it is, you can go in and filter, and you can filter the ClickBank offers on recurring income and recurring payments and recurring commissions, and make sure that they're in the top 20 or whatever of that category. And I started looking at those, and I saw some pretty good opportunities out there where they were almost like fixed-term memberships, and those could be added into an autoresponder series as well, where you could get 3, 4, 5, 6 payments on a product through ClickBank. So that's not bad, because those are hard-coded to you when they are in there.
That's true. Yeah, I should have mentioned that if you're promoting, and this is probably one of the better things to promote, is something that is a recurring payment kind of thing.
Yep.
You and I both have membership sites that people pay for monthly, and so do some ClickBank merchants. So yeah, that would be the exception to the rule there. But I was referring to the ClickBank product that's a one and done kind of product.
I agree with you on that completely too. And John said DAP is another software that can be used for lifetime tagging, and I have not had success with DAP affiliates. DAP affiliates, for me, it's another one of those things where they say it can do it, but it hasn't really proven to be that great for me. So I'm not suggesting DAP. I really stick with Zaxa, and you have to go in and search in Zaxa for what's called global affiliate commissions, because they're able to do it both ways. So that would be a product owner who has multiple products, and they've set it to be lifetime tagging. There's probably not a lot of those in Zaxa. A lot of people aren't on board yet with this lifetime stuff. They see it as Dennis does, and they also see it, and I think it's even worse, is that they see it as that they're giving away money. But the truth is that you're paying for the introductions, and that's the reason I like the lifetime tagging. That I don't mind paying people always for introductions. And if they see the system and how it works, they understand that they need to keep promoting to get more people in there and get more production, more introductions. I think if I showed you that screen again with that list on it, you would see that that affiliate who we've done $8,500 with in a year was getting about just under $4 per referral from those people. So that's pretty good for one email. Pretty good for one email. Let's see, what else? Dennis, did we have something else that we wanted to talk about here? We covered the recurring.
I'm just looking through the questions here. Andrew says he gets record royalties as a songwriter and music publisher. He needs to expand that area as he's been neglecting royalties.
Good for him.
Yeah.
That's what we call found money. Some people call it mailbox money, you know?
Virginia says, how long did it take you to get so many passive areas of income? Good question.
How long did it take me to recognize so many areas of passive income is a better question, because I was actually doing some of these things already. I was doing the real estate and the stock market before I got into online business. I was doing licensing with pictures for a long time. I've been submitting to stock agencies and selling stock licenses for a long time. And then I got into affiliate marketing in a big way, and I started doing all types of affiliate marketing and started really honing in on my own strategy for affiliate marketing. And then I started selling products, my own products, and so basically what I'm saying is it's taken me 10, 12 years to stumble into this. But I think people, once they get a strategy, and to tell the truth, this is the first blueprint that I've seen, this thing I'll put back up on the screen, that really lays it out for how you can attack passive income. And I think it's one of the better blueprints for what passive income is all about. You know, and don't be mistaken. Passive income doesn't mean that you don't do any work. There is a lot of work that goes into passive income, but it's hopefully work that you don't have to do more than once. That's the key.
You might need to tweak it now and then to make sure that it stays on track and stays up to date. But
absolutely.
Could I ask you, David, you know, when you get a chance after we're through, to send me a copy of that image or that slide, and I'll put it on weeklywebchat.com so people will have it in perpetuity without having to go through the recording if they've already listened to us once.
Will do.
I think that's something that people really love. Or just give me a link to where you have it on your site, and I can send people over to your site, whichever.
I will send it to you, and I'll put the link at the bottom. In fact, I'll put this link in the sticky message up here right now.
Yeah, people watching the recording won't see those sticky messages. So
what I'll do is put this link that is in the sticky message now on this image too, so that you can give it to anybody, and it'll have your link on there for getting into our passive income course.
Okay. I just write it down, and then I won't have to ask you for it. Passive DB, okay.
Pat says, I think many of us could use more education in this area. What are your thoughts? I will tell you that for me, passive income, until I really started focusing on passive income, I think I was spinning my wheels. There are some big-time marketers, or I'll say some marketers who are really, really active, who have to get out there and make a promotion every day because that's the money they're going to get. They don't have a system in place for having additional money coming in. I see them hitting their list every day with this is the newest, greatest thing, and they're doing that because they got to sell something today. They don't have a system in place where they are already building an income stream in something else. I think if you're going to be in business, and I don't care if you're an offline business or an online business, if you're not building some streams of passive income, you are courting disaster because you're living paycheck to paycheck.
Yep, I agree with that. David has, I guess, an answer, not a question here. I think when you asked about other items to add to your list, he says leads generated per service provider advisors?
Oh yeah, CPA kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of think that would fall into the affiliate marketing category. Um, maybe I'm wrong, but I think it would fall into that, and also into the advertising category. A lot of folks are doing that, advertising CPA offers. I don't do any of that, not because it's a bad thing, but it's just one more thing I haven't gotten to. Virginia says, I really like Dennis's idea of refreshing the autoresponders, that she's witnessed that. It's working for her. Andrew
Yes.
says, my son is a frequent photographer, travels the world, just cycled around Cuba. Could he sell his photos from nothing? He employed, but his dad has always been, that's him, Andrew, has always been self-employed, so it scares him. I wouldn't tell anybody that they can make a living as a photographer these days. You can certainly have a stream of income. Being a full-time photographer is a lot of work. I started as a photographer in 1973, decided I was going to get into it, and got into it, and by 76 I was committed to being a full-time photojournalist, getting a degree in newspapers and magazines. I started making money from photography in 1975, and by 1989, well, I'll tell you the story with the stock photography industry. When I moved into the stock photography agency that I owned, and when I sold it in 1995 to an agency in London, I was getting $267 per image on average for each license, for each image license, 267 bucks. And that's the reason you don't know a whole lot about stock photography before 1995. But I sold it because I knew pictures were going digital and that the prices were going to drop like rocks. And so they did. Now you can get pictures for less than $1. I just sold an image pack of 200 stock photography images for $27. So what is that? That's 50 cents a piece? Is that right? No, it's 25 cents a piece about.
Yeah, 27.
And
13 cents a piece. 13 and a half cents.
Whatever it is. It is not $1 an image. So you can go to stock photo houses now and get pictures for anywhere from $1 to 150 bucks or even more if you do them online, depending on the kind of license that you get. So he can make some money. He can have an income stream. I do not recommend anybody leave their job to become a photographer these days.
Or you can be like Getty Images and make $4,000 for finding somebody that's using your image without the proper license.
That's right.
And you make the license terms so confusing that nobody can understand them. So they put the image on a mug or something, and they're not supposed to, and then they're supposed to pay $4,000 for it.
Yep, that happens. That happens. Let's see. Yeah, so David says, I meant generating leads for professionals like lawyers and financial salespeople. Yeah, so that's still local marketing and CPA kind of things. So it is exactly that, generating leads. That is still affiliate marketing or driving traffic through advertising. Let's see. Yeah, it is the passive income. Passive income comes when you are creating assets. When you have an asset that you can make money from, you got to recognize it as an asset. Anytime you write, you're creating an asset. I have a ton of blog posts and a ton of writing, and Dennis has just a gazillion books that he's written or rewritten, and he's a publisher. And I've got a lot of that material that I need to get more active with as a publisher, because it's assets that are not being what do you call that? Used, I guess. They're definitely not giving me yield. It's not giving me a yield. It's no ROI on that yet from a passive standpoint. So building assets is the key. And once you've got the asset, building assets, by the way, is where the work comes in. Once you've got the asset, you drive money to it, you create passive income. Once you got the passive income coming in, then you can start working toward that freedom. I mean, when you get $250,000 a month coming in from Kindle publishing, not everybody's going to do that, but if you got $10,000 a month coming in from Kindle publishing, that gives you a lot of freedom.
It
I mean, you
does.
can do what you want.
It does. And like you said before, maybe not in such certain terms, but if you were to create a product this week and launch it this weekend and make $1,000, $5,000, $10,000 or something, that's not passive income. That's something that you worked for. And if you're just going to forget about that and go on to the next product next week or next month, you still don't have passive income. And unless maybe you've got some affiliates who are going to say, hey, I really love this product and I'll continue to promote it in their autoresponder series,
But
occasionally.
the minute you set up an affiliate program and get people to promote that in their schedule, put it in their autoresponder series, that's passive income for you, Dennis.
Right.
That's how we do it. We take the asset, turn it into passive income. So somebody asked about the PyTest here, and here's what the PyTest is. Sales funnels was the one I missed. I forgot that one. Lifetime database referrals, plenty of products, and this is my own personal criteria, by the way. Plenty of products, and the reason for that is if you're selling multiple, if you're putting somebody into somebody else's system, and they've got one product, you're only going to get one commission. But if you're in somebody else's system and they got 50 products, like Dennis, then you're going to get commission on those products as well. That's what you want to make sure, that you're getting lifetime referral on those products, whether it's cookies or the database tagging, either way. You want to make sure they're very high quality products because you want to know what the refund rate is. If the refund rate is less than 10%, you're probably okay. I like mine less than 5%, and NAMS is less than 3%. So that's an important factor for me. The great product sales funnels. Are there upsells, downsells, cross-sells? Are they extracting as much money as possible through a transaction? That's important to know. And then we talked about the analytics and knowing your numbers. I just told you that the person who made the sales for us through that one referral is doing just under $4 per referral this year for that one email. So that's a great number for him to know. And you can be sure I'm reaching back out to him and saying, listen, you did this a year ago. Are you ready to promote again? Because you've made a lot of money. So let's see, what else are we getting in here?
What would you suggest for generating even $50 a day, so at least you have faith that something works, so you can carry on? That's a tough question. I mean, every person, every internet marketer, every affiliate is different. You have there's a lot of it depends factors on that question. It depends. Do you have a list? It depends. What do the people on the list want to buy? Do you have a good relationship with them? How much traffic do you get? One thing that I highly suggest all the time is you don't want to wait until you have faith that something is working, because a lot of things take a while to work. And you don't just want to sit on your hands waiting for that while. Because what if 6 months from now you find out that, hey, everything's exploding, and it's because of the work you did 6 months ago, and now all of a sudden, it's taking hold. Well, if you didn't do anything in the last 6 months, then you're going to have a dry spell for a while.
I'll give you an example of something that did work for me, though. This was Andre asking this. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's assume you have no list, no product, no website, no nothing. And that's okay. Let's start from there. Right. Andre says no list from scratch. Good. So something I did, what is this? This is October. I did it in June of this year, and I'm continuing to do it, was Nicole Dean had a contest in June. Because she has the A-member system and the lifetime referrals, one of the things that I did was I was already at number 5 in her contest because even though I hadn't promoted, but I had a week to go before the end of the contest, and I wanted to win another iPad for my wife. So I went to one of the solo ads sites. First, I emailed my list, couple of times, and then I thought, well, I can't email anymore to my list. I'm wearing them out with this. So then I went to a couple of solo ad sites, and I spent $200 buying, what would that have been, about 5 different solo ads for about 500 or 600 clicks. 500 or 600 clicks. You buy solo ads by clicks. So I bought a solo ads. I drove them to Nicole's free offers on her site, not even to the products that they were promoting or anything. I drove to the free offers on her site so they would get in her system. I increased my commissions that month by $800 because she's pounding the list every day about the products that they were selling for this June contest. So I gave them something, and she sold them on it. So I built a bigger list in her system. So that $800 was June. In July, August, September, July, August, and September, my commissions over there have increased by between $500 and $600, $500 and $700 every month because of those people that I drove into the system. So that's how you could. That's much more than $50. Well, no, it's not much more than $50 a day, but you can see how that would scale. You know, an extra $10,000 a year because I spent $200 in solo ads. That's not a bad deal. And I could have done that if I had just stumbled into doing online marketing today. Because I found a good system. First you find a good system, then you start sending to their free products and get the people in the system.
That's a great case study.
They work.
That's great. You can also do things like on Google Hangouts on hot products that are selling with high commissions, and it's an easy, you know, not easy way, but one of the easiest ways to get to the top of the search engines on Google, because Hangouts will automatically get loaded up to YouTube, and YouTube is given some favor by Google. So if you have a good Google Hangout and you take advantage of some of the features of YouTube, you could get some good rankings for some good keywords that way, and some good commissions.
Yep. That's true. That's true. So Dennis, I wanted to tell you this link that I have in the sticky. It's nams.ws/passivedb. I'm going to have to run here in a minute because I have my own weekly webinar in 30 minutes with Sam England.
Okay.
And I wanted to tell people that they can go there. This is your affiliate link for getting these people into my system for you, and they get. We have a 4-hour webinar course. It's a 4-part course on passive income and how to build passive income. And then November in our Insiders Club is our passive income challenge. So we have a challenge every month in our Insiders Club, and it's going to be focused on passive income in November for everybody who's an Insiders Club member. But they can get this passive income course that's the basis of that challenge. They don't get the challenge, they don't get the Insiders, but they can get this course for $17. It's a $197 course, and we give it to people like you for $17 just to get them into the system. So there's a, I think you have a little pop-in ad that they can create, that they can click on too, right?
Yeah, I just displayed that, David.
Okay, that's the Insiders Club. They can actually do that for $7 on a 30-day trial and get that course as well that way through the Insiders Club for November. So they have 2 ways of doing it. The nams.ws/passivedb for $17, or they can click on this ad here and go join the Insiders Club and do a $7 trial. Get the course and the challenge.
Yeah, you were telling me about those challenges. It sounds pretty intriguing.
It is. We do, one of the things that we do, we're all about doing rather than learning, believe it or not. I mean, it's kind of like, what was it I read, that one of the reasons that old people like me forget things is because you really do have only so much you can put in your head, and you have to dump stuff so you put new stuff in. So I'm only dumping stuff these days if I'm using it. and when I learn something, we have to implement, and that's the reason we focus on a specific topic each month in the Insiders Club, and we do a 30-day challenge that gives you a goal to meet by the end of that 30 days, and then we walk you through it on a daily basis through the entire month, and you get a great peer group in the Insiders group in Facebook group that gets all excited and helps you through. Now, if you earn a mug, and what you see here is 12 different graphic mugs, if you earn a mug every month for 12 months consecutive, you get Lifetime Insiders Club. And we have now had 2 people earn this, so I'm pretty excited about that too. And we've only been doing this about 18 months, so 2 people in 18 months. They figured out the system and how to do it, so that's great.
Awesome. So let's see if we've had any more last-minute questions. I know you got to run. John says the new traffic challenge is excellent, so I guess John is a member?
John is, and we are doing the traffic challenge in October. That's the one we're doing this month.
What's November, since November's so close?
November is the passive income challenge.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's really timely that we're doing this.
Yeah, so people are getting a head start by watching this web chat today.
They will. Absolutely.
Okay. Well, this has been great, David. I appreciate your time. Anybody that's online now that wants to go through this again, if you are watching the recording rather than live, you already know where the recording is. But if you don't, the recordings are always put up on www.weeklywebchat.com, and we've got the recordings of all the prior web chats. This is the 6th or 7th week of them in a row now. I don't know for sure who we have next week, if anybody, but I put some feelers out to people to come on, and it's been a lot of fun. And
well, thank
David,
you, Dennis. I appreciate you having me on here. There's a lot of fun. I love talking about this because it's so important, I think, to all of us, whether we know it or not.
Passive income rocks. I mean, without that, I would have been in trouble, several times during the years since I first got started, and having at least
I agree.
the faith that you're going to have a certain income, that it's not going to be zero every month, is certainly comforting.
Yeah, I agree. So I'm running over to my site where we're doing a webinar in 30 minutes, 25 minutes with Sam England. People want to come over there. Do you mind if I put the link in here?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, that's just come over to mynams.com and click the banner at the top with Sam England's picture in it. mynams.com. That's and I'll put that here.
It's MYNAMS.
MYNAMS. There you go. So it's at the top of the chat box, and you can click that and just go over to our site and click the banner and register for that webinar. Sam England's going to talk about drop shipping, and in lieu of all this Amazon selling stuff, he's going to talk about how you can sell on so many other platforms as well as Amazon, using drop shipping and finding manufacturers to build what you want so that you build your own assets. So there you go. Thanks, Dennis. I appreciate it.
Okay, thanks, David. Thanks to everybody that's been here today, and thanks to everybody that's watching the recording. I really appreciate you all, and I'll be with you next time. Signing off for now.
Bye-bye.